Hello kids, welcome back to Chacha Mango, where every story is full of wisdom and wonder. Today, I'll tell you a magical story that begins with something very small, just one tiny grain of rice. But this little grain teaches us a big lesson, how patience and doubling can create something greater than even kings can imagine. Are you ready to hear how a wise man surprised a mighty king with nothing more than a chessboard and some paddy seeds? Let's begin. Sunlight floods the lavish throne room, highlighting the king's opulent attire. The wise man, humbly dressed, approaches the throne with a simple request. The wise man proposes a game of chess, a challenge veiled in simplicity. The king, impatient and regal, scoffs at the wise man's humble proposal. A game? Is that all your wisdom amounts to? The wise man remains silent, his expression unreadable beneath the king's disdain. In the throne room, a chessboard gleams, a silent battleground under the chandeliers. The king and the wise man begin, their hands steady as they reach for their pieces. Aged hands move with practiced ease, each move deliberate, a silent challenge. The faces of the king and wise man reflect intense concentration, etched with strategy. The wise man slowly gains the upper hand, dismantling the king's defenses with calculated precision. Onlookers stand like statues, hushed breaths the only sound in the tense atmosphere. Checkmate. The king sits frozen, his eyes fixed on the chessboard. A single grain of rice appears on the first square, an innocuous beginning. The squares fill, the rice multiplying exponentially, a silent, growing threat. The king's unease mounts as bags of rice are emptied onto the board. The sheer volume of rice buries the board, a visual representation of unimaginable debt. Inside the royal granaries, servants scramble in a frenzy, their movements betraying the looming crisis. The once overflowing granaries reveal their dwindling reserves, a stark testament to the king's misjudgment. Panic etches itself onto the king's face as the weight of his rash promise crashes down upon him. He turns to the wise man, his eyes reflecting a desperate plea, his voice cracking with newfound humility. The king commands, "Stop. I didn't realize. Name your price." The king's words hang in the air, a desperate attempt to salvage his kingdom from the brink of disaster. In the grand throne room, the king kneels before the wise man, a king's ransom offered in a desperate plea. The wise man remains unmoved by the display of wealth, a gentle smile playing on his lips. He gestures towards the chessboard, now buried beneath an overwhelming mound of rice, a testament to unchecked growth. The wise man speaks softly. Exponential growth, like unchecked pride, can consume even the mightiest of kingdoms. The king lowers his head, the lesson finally sinking in. Moral of the story: patience and steady growth can turn even the smallest things into something unimaginably great. Saving and investing wisely lets your money grow like the grains on the chessboard.